who's remaining? We'll start on the defensive front. What's the prospectus there?
Up front, you started at the nose tackle position. Big Bully McCall is one of those guys that you talked about, kind of following the path of Quentin Bohanna a year before, who was taking the draft. I think McCall, if he has a good combine, probably is going to be a late round draft pick. But right behind him is who will be the guy this year is Justin Rogers. He was at the time, it was I think the highest rated recruit in Kentucky history. By one of the recruiting services, one of those guys that they've gotten out of the state of Michigan. That Detroit area to Kentucky pipeline has just paid lots of dividends. He's probably going to be your guy starting out. 6'3", 340. He played well last year when McCall missed quite a few games. His stats don't jump out at you that much, but he had 17 tackles and 1.5 sacks, and he's going to be. He's going to be the guy up front, and then Josiah Hayes right behind him is another guy who played over 200 snaps last year. So they're pretty well set at that position. And then you move over to the other side to the they call it, the 3-4, the tackle, boundary tackle position they call it. Octavius Oxendine, he's a player from here in state in Kentucky. He was having a really, really great season, a breakout season last year actually. He played in 6 games as a redshirt freshman, and then he had to miss the rest of the year with a knee injury. But he's back and should be good to go. And then behind him is Khalil Sanders. He played 4 games as a true freshman. And then you move on to the end position. You have Trayvon Ripka. He's probably your starter going into camp. You have Sam Adelaide as a guy that that they got out of Miami. Keep waiting for him to break out, but he always seems to have guys in front of him on the list. And as you mentioned on your graphic right there, having to replace that's Josh Pascal. Trying to replace that position. He's another guy who's going to be high up. I think going to get drafted. And then another name to watch is Darian Henry Young, who's a transfer from Ohio State. He got behind all the 5-star players on that defensive line and just never got any playing time. And Kentucky, he was on Kentucky's list when he chose Ohio State, and they obviously kept in good graces. And he's one of the transfers that they got here. So that's what you're looking at up front. At least you have those three. Those 3 positions right there, like I said, probably Oxendine and Rogers are probably the two guys to watch there.